Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Little K Artistry. I am Kristen, the artist also known as Little K. Welcome back to my studio here at Little K Artistry. I'm excited to have you back. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back to watch another video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I do hope you find something here that you like. I have, as you can see now, over 200 videos that I have made and posted online for your viewing enjoyment, and also many of them are educational if this is a form of art that you're looking to learn. So feel free to go back and look at any of those. A number of them have my mix recipes in them, and some of them are just fun, and some of them are educational. So I hope that you find something here that you like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would love that. And please give a shout out in the comments. Let me know from where in the world you're watching, because I have people from all over the world, and I believe all 50 states now are represented. So very cool. And I do live here in the United States. I live in Maine. I am in central Maine, where it is fall and the autumn leaves are turning. It's beautiful. So my thoughts have turned to autumn, and many of my previous paintings have been autumn inspired. This one is no different. I'm trying something new. This is going to be another sunflower. I love doing the sunflowers, the abstract sunflowers. This one is going to be a little different because I'm using a pearl base as the background. I've never done that before. This one is a little bit of an experiment too. I have Amsterdam's Pearl Red, and I am using that in combination with the four colors that I have been using, which are my custom plum, my custom green, my Soho bronze, and my PBO iridescent precious gold. And if you go back to my other sunflower video, I share the mixes for how I made these two, if you really love these two colors and you'd like to also make them in your paintings. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. Please leave a comment, let me know what you think. As usual, I am gonna start with a little bit of my flow aid. I don't know a lot of artists who use this. I happen to be one of them. I like having the flexibility to use less paint on my canvas because I believe that it is better for the environment, and it's certainly better for my pocketbook because I don't like to waste. Some artists make art and the waste is what it is, and that's fine for them. That's how they do it, and this is how I do it, and I think both ways are just fine. It just, for me, conservation is a little bit more important. I do love making the art. The art, as you know, if you have been following, this started as my therapy 2 years ago. I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the side too, so that when I do get ready to blow out over the sides, this is going to be a Dutch pour style. Once I get ready to blow it over the sides, it will actually be a little bit, the sides will be a little bit slippery, and they wouldn't be if this was just a dry canvas. That's what this flow aid does. It just makes the canvas wet so the paints move around on it, which is what we want. So as I was saying, I discovered art pretty late in life. I'm 54. I've only been doing this for 2 years, and I find a great deal of enjoyment. It relaxes me, and it's my happy place. When things go wrong, if I get bad news, like I recently did, then I like to come in here and just I leave everything at the door. And the only thing that matters in my studio is expressing myself and being creative. So I don't rush the process. If you find that my videos are too long, you can certainly fast forward over the parts that you're not interested in, or the parts that take a little bit longer. I don't rush the process. It's very therapeutic for me, as it is for a lot of artists. So again, that was just flow aid, and it is available at Michael's. You can get it at Michael's stores. It looks like this, and you just mix the flow aid with water like it says on the bottle. It's 1 part flow aid to 20 parts water. And like I said, it just makes the canvas nice and slippery. So what I did here was I made the center part, what will be the center part of my sunflower, and all I did was I just inverted a bowl and drew around it. so I could kind of have an idea of what I wanted to, the shape of it. I was thinking about maybe doing it on the corner, but then you'd have to hang it like a diamond instead of a square, and I didn't want to do that. So I decided to just do it in the middle. And we'll see. Again, I do not know what this is going to come out like. I've never done a Dutch style pour like this with the background being a pearl color. So this might not work at all. It might end up mixing with the colors in a way that I didn't intend. It might not look good. I don't know, guys. So you're experimenting along with me. I like doing these experiment videos because not only does it help me to learn all the different techniques that I can do and experiment with, but it also lets me show you guys how I experiment with techniques and colors and ingredients or tools, new tools or what have you. And that way you can watch and see how it comes out for me. And then if you like it, you might want to do that for yourself. Plus it's fun. I get to experiment, and I feel like kind of like a little bit of a mad scientist here in my studio, mixing paints. And the mixing process, for me anyway, and I don't know if this rings true for any of you out here, feel free to comment, but the paint mixing process is very relaxing for me. It's one of my favorite parts, because while I'm mixing the paints, I'm thinking about what I want to create with them, how I want to use them, how I want them to work on the canvas, what I want, other colors that I might want to mix with them, or different effects that I want to get, if I want cells or if I want clouds. And that all depends on the different medium that you use and the different paints that you use, if you get those various effects. So it's fun in the mixing, because that's where I get to kind of daydream a little bit and spend some time just almost planning the painting before it ever happens, which is very fun. I like that part anyway. So this one is going to extend over the sides of the canvas, because this is a semi-transparent paint that I'm putting on here as the background. And I want the, I don't know if I necessarily want streaks in it. I don't know if it's going to streak or not, but as I'm layering it out, I can see where it's thinner and thicker, because it's not an opaque paint. So I'm a little bit nervous what this is going to look like in the background. I also don't know how it's going to play well with my other paints that I've got going on here, because none of the other ones, the bronze and the precious gold, are both iridescents. So like I said, this could end up looking beautiful or not. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. So here we go. I'm starting with PBO's iridescent precious gold. And I'm just going to lay down a ring of it here. This is a Dutch pour style, so the paints are thinner. I'm going to take a little bit of that off because that was a little more than I wanted there. Okay. And this is the Soho. I do like the Soho paints. They have one that's called Rose Madder, and I love that one. I think it's Madder. It might be Mater. I don't know. That's the bronze. This is my custom green. In my last video, a number of you commented, you're like, oh, what are you doing mixing plum and green? And then when you saw how it came out, you're like, oh, now I see what you're doing mixing plum and green. Sometimes you gotta experiment, guys. You never know what it's gonna look like till you give it a shot. This is my custom plum, which I'm loving. Super fun mixing paints. I like making my own. And this is just quinacridone, magenta, and black. That's pretty easy. I can share that one with you. This one has a lot more colors in it. So it's, go back to one of the previous videos and see the mix for that one. All right, moment of truth. I think I'm gonna put this up on high, actually. This one is different. Just going to put a little bit of black in the center here. And then I'm just going to blow this out to cover that. Beautiful. I am liking this. What do you guys think? I won't know exactly how this pearl red is going to look until it dries. I'm sorry you're looking at the top of my head if you are. I want to define it just a little bit, so I'm just going to use my dotting tool. I don't go all the way to the center when I define the petals in any of my Dutch pours. That's just a personal preference. I like to keep the petals a little bit shorter. just adding a little bit of interest to the edge of the petals, that's all. I'm just going with the natural way it naturally cuts in. And you can play around with it. Do what makes you happy. Art is not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to elicit a feeling. Just touch up the sides here real quick, where the center is. Okay guys, I think it's done. It's not perfect, but I think it's delightful. I can see the way, when you use an iridescent or when you use a pearl color, you can see the lines and the shifts in it. So what I think I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna kind of, because some of them are straight, so I think I'm just gonna do some deliberate squiggles in the back, to the background here, because some of them look kind of straight, and I don't want the background to have any lines in it when it dries, and I don't know how this is going to dry. So I'm going to just touch up the sides, and then I'll bring you guys in for a close-up so that you can see what I'm seeing, and hopefully you'll have some comments. Just gonna blow this off the edge real quick. I noticed that this side didn't get any of the pearl red. And you'll notice there's very little paint that is off the canvas. That's by design. There are wonderful artists out there who do all kinds of pour painting and this style, which is the Dutch pour style, and they tilt and they blow it off and all kinds of things. I just prefer not to do that. It's not my style. It doesn't mean it's right or wrong. I just like to make sure that most of the paint that I'm using stays on the canvas as much as possible. It's not always possible, depending on the style of painting that you do, but I've really tried with this style, the Dutch pour style, and the cloud pour style that I do, and also the abstract cellism, that style of art too. I've tried really hard to use as little paint as possible, so as little as possible comes off the canvas. I really like doing it that way. That's just my style. Could be the way I grew up, I don't know. My Nana always said, waste not, want not. Maybe it's my generation. But you do what works for you. This works for me. You do what works for you. Okay guys, I am really, really liking this. I am going to bring you in a little bit closer. I think I actually like it. I like it like that. As far as the orientation, and I think that's the, well, I don't know. Let me turn off that overhead light. I think that's the composition though. I really like that composition. That's real nice. Okay, let me see if I can get you zoomed in a little bit, not make you dizzy. I hope I don't make anybody dizzy out there. Okay, so there's the center. See how the green and the purple, a little bit of the gold are shining through those cells. And then you've got the purple and green, which didn't really blend. And then you've got the bronze and the gold, a little bit of it blended out on the outer edges, so you can see there's a little bit of blending out there. But I don't mind. I think it's lovely. You guys, I am really liking this one. Okay, I want to hear what you all think of the process and the outcome, the colors that I used, and what you think of the final piece. I'm eager to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below, please, and let me know what you think of this one. I will eagerly await your comments, and I will respond to them as they come in. I might, once this dries, depending on how it goes, I may touch up that center a little bit. I might maybe dollop a little bit of gold in the center so that it looks a little bit more like the center of a sunflower, but I'm not sure yet. I might leave it just the way it is, but I do like it this way. So thank you so much for watching again. I know your time is precious, and once gone, you can't get it back. So I appreciate you all for taking a few minutes to be with me in my studio today, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for subscribing and for your comments and all your wonderful support. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the top of my heart, and from the middle of my heart. So this is Little K, again, at Little K Artistry, reminding you, just go make the art.